Want to see more cool videos on our channel? We do, so press this bell and enable to send notifications.
Number 10. TANTALLON Castle Ghost. TANTALLON Castle is a ruined 14th century fortress in East Lothian, Scotland. It has seen all the usual fare attached to such structures throughout history: life, death, tragedy, siege, and war. Today, it is a fantastic tourist attraction, and it was during this role that a rather interesting photo was captured in 2008. The photographer took a few snaps of the semi-tumbled castle, and on review noticed a strange figure standing in one of the upper windows. The figure looks to be wearing Tudor-style clothes, complete with a neck ruff. The photographer claims no one was at that window when the photo was taken. Close-up of the interesting figure in question. Soon after its release, experts took on the task of analyzing the image and concluded there was no post-photo editing. However, that does not rule out hoax or misinterpretation of what we are looking at. The photo even won an award for Best Ghost Photo that year, and with such acclaims, it began to be printed in newspaper, magazines, and on websites around the world. It is here that the second photo comes in, the other photo that was taken 32 years earlier. After seeing the 2008 photo, a Mrs. Lamb from Edinburgh sent in a photo she took of her late husband and 2 children at TANTALLON Castle 32 years earlier. The image once again shows a strange figure standing in a crumbling window, this time behind the family. Many believe it is the same figure, Tudor clothing, neck ruff and all. Others believe the photos to not be of ghosts, but more of mundane things, people walking past unnoticed at the time. What do you think? Was a ghost captured in these photos, or just someone else accidentally caught unaware? You decide. Number 9. Ghostly Hiker. A hiker has claimed to have seen a thin person with no visible face at a Canadian mountain range. Reddit user Sliced Up Beef had visited Dundas Peak in Hamilton, Ontario with his friend after her cousin went there a few days earlier. She had posted a picture on Instagram of her friend perched on top the cliff looking over Hamilton and the Niagara Escarpment. When Sliced Up Beef got to the top of Dundas Peak, he and his friend took turns recreating the picture. His friend then compared the 2 pictures and noticed the original Instagram post had a spooky figure lurking in the background, whereas her photo did not. Writing on Reddit, he said, "Way below the edge of the trail, where the slope is too steep to stand on, there appears to be a thin person standing unnaturally straight with no visible face. I know you're probably thinking that is probably just a brave hiker, but trust me, that spot is completely inaccessible." He added, "Maybe it isn't a person, but I'm not sure what else it can be. I was hoping those who have also been to Dundas Peak and have taken a similar picture could share it. Hopefully we can figure out what the hell we're looking at." Responding to the picture, users replied saying, "Creepy, it does look like a person," while another noted, "Creepy as hell." Number 8. Ghost in Football Stadium. In 2012, FC Porto defeated PSG in a Champions League match at the Estadio do Dragão. James Rodriguez scored the only goal of the match and ran over to celebrate with the Porto fans. Amid the celebrations, it looked like there was a ghost celebrating it too. It appears to show a shadow of a man who was wearing clothes from the mid-1900s. The Portuguese press names it as the Ghost of the Dragão, and rumors quickly spread that the stadium was indeed haunted. Speculations were ended when the same photographer produced another photo with an elderly man sitting in the same place, but fans were not ready to accept it so easily. Number 7. Faceless Ball Boy. Footage captured during West Brom's Premier League clash with Burnley appeared to show a lad headless or have no face. The spooky sight was seen as Johan Berg Gudmundsson stepped up to take a corner during Sam Dyche's side's 4-0 defeat at the Hawthorns. 2 ball boys can be seen behind the Icelandic international, but one stood out. The one on the left appears to be faceless. There was a barrage of tweets about the mysterious ball boy, particularly as the one on the right carried on conversing with him as normal. One wrote, "Why is West Brom's ball boy a Sith Lord?" While another said, "Last seen at Sleepy Hollow, it's the headless bellboy of Albion." It provided a talking point to take away some attention from Burnley's frightening performance. And this isn't the first time Monday Night Football has been plagued by the paranormal. A ghost appeared behind Phil Neville and Jamie Carragher during the post-match analysis. Number 6. Old Lady in Curtains. This chilling image was submitted to Reddit by user O.A. Russell. They said a friend of theirs was taking photos with their kid when one of the images showed a horrifying face in the background. Right in the middle of the curtain, there appears to be an old woman's face, peering straight at the camera. It's gray and wrinkly and has a really unsettling quality to it. The face seems to split perfectly with the crack in the curtain, which could mean the face is actually printed on the fabric. But why on earth would anyone want curtains with an eerie old lady's face on them? The Reddit user said that the homeowner thought that an old lady had died in the house many years ago. Could this be her way of contacting the present owners? Or is it simply a print on the curtains? Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Number 5. Mysterious photo in New Mexico. Here's another mysterious real photo that was posted to Reddit. User Tony12684 said that his uncle took this photo many years ago while driving through New Mexico. In the distance, he noticed a wildfire and wanted to get some photos. He pulled over and began photographing the scenery. At the time, there was nothing unusual of note except for the plumes of smoke in the background. Several weeks later, when he got the photos developed, he was shocked at what he saw. Right in the foreground is a mysterious lady in blue. The uncle insisted that no one else was around when he took the photos. The lady has sunken black eyes and a strange dark complexion. Her nose appears skeletal and her jaw looks gaunt and detached. Who is she and why has she appeared in this photo? Number 4. Something lurking. There's not a lot of information available for this photo. It was posted to a forum by someone with the handle Wookiee Rage. They said that they were walking through the woods one day with their brother taking photos. As they were walking, they noticed a tree with an interesting hollow in the trunk. They took a snap and continued on, thinking nothing of it. Later that night, the budding photographers got the fright of their lives when they examined one of their photos. If you look at the rear of the hollow, lurking in the shadows, there are 2 claw-like hands pressed on the ground. They're thin and sharp-looking, but clearly look to be human. Could this be some kind of unknown humanoid creature hiding in darkness? Or perhaps it's a homeless person that's taken refuge in the tree and doesn't want to be found. Number 3. Sinister cult surrounds car. This sinister photo was allegedly taken in a rural area of Bulgaria in the late 70s. At that time, there was a mysterious cult known to operate in the area. There's not a lot of solid details about this photo, but there is one chilling story that follows the image all over the internet. The story goes that a young photographer and his daughter were driving through a remote part of Bulgaria when their car broke down. It was early evening, and the area was all but dark, except of a small light coming from a farmhouse in the distance. The father told his daughter to stay with the car while he walked to the distant cottage to get some help. Half an hour later, while walking back to the car, the father stopped dead in his tracks. In the distance, he could see a circle of people surrounding his car. They were all dressed in black robes and had hoods draped over their faces. They were holding their arms out wide, as if presiding over the car and the young girl inside. The father quickly took this photo for evidence and began running as fast as he could to the car. No one knows what exactly happened after that moment. Some locals claim police found the car burnt out in the middle of a field with no other evidence except for this photo found on a camera discovered in the woods nearby. Number 2. Inexplicable Boy. This terrifying photo was sent to us by a viewer called Citrus Lemon. The story goes that when they were young, they were playing a modified game of hide-and-seek with their new camera phones. The rules were simple enough. Find a spot to hide in a dark room, and one person would take a photo with a flash, then see if they could spot anyone hiding in the photo. They played several rounds, and all was normal. People would hide. The flash would go off. Then one round, the person on the phone let out a horrible scream after they took the photo. Quickly, the lights came on and everyone gathered around. The person who had taken the photo was noticeably shaken and had tears welling up in their eyes. When everyone looked at the photo, this was the image on the screen. Everyone stood around, shocked at what they saw. In the photo, a thin boy can be seen crawling eerily through the doorway. He's in a bizarre, upside-down posture with his head tilted backwards. The most chilling part of it all, there was absolutely no one playing the game that day that looks anything like the boy in the photo. Citrus Lemon said they don't like looking at the photo. It's the first time they've seen it in years, and it still makes their stomachs churn. To this day, they have no explanation for this image. Number 1. Fort Worden Monster Photo. Fort Worden in Washington State, United States, has been a ghostly hotspot for paranormal investigators for years. Its rich military history has many ghastly tales dating back to the 19th century. Built in 1889, the base began as a humble outpost for soldiers posted on Artillery Hill. It grew to become a significant anti-aircraft station, with many cement bunkers built into the mountainside. Historians say that an officer accidentally killed himself while cleaning his pistol at Fort Worden. Now there are reports of an aggressive force that prowls in the area, furious that he died from such a foolish accident. Paranormal investigators believe that if a person dies in an accident, there is a higher chance their spirit will linger in the area. Tourists have reported loud banging coming from the old cement bunkers. The rooms are often unusually cold, and fits of nausea have been known to set in. This photo was taken when several boys decided to explore the old military installation. They were walking around taking photographs, looking for anything interesting in the old bunkers. They claim they were alone the whole time and didn't notice anything particularly unusual. However, when they reviewed their photos the next day, their blood ran cold. If you look at the top left-hand corner of one of the images, there is a strange figure lurking on top of one of the cement rooms. Its face is red, almost burnt-looking. It seems to be lying there in the darkness, hiding, or worse, waiting for the right time to attack the unsuspecting boys. Is this some kind of ghoul that lives deep in the network of this military installation? Note the strange orbs of light, too. There are as many as 6 glowing balls of light hovering about the dark hallway. The strange thing is there are a few before and after photos, and there is no figure lurking in that spot. Could this then be a glimpse of the spirit of the angry officer who accidentally took his own life all those years ago? Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please let me know by clicking the like button. Do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can catch up my next video.